Hello. Oh, Danny, I'm talking now. Apparently my camera got reset and that fudged me up. I was talking. I was asking you what the heck you're doing with the induction cooker. The thing looks like it exploded. And then I was telling you I have some experience with those things because I've been hacking them a little bit for a project. It's been a while, but I did do that. You repaired it for your own use at your house? Or you repaired it for work? Now where did you get it? Oh, you wanted to hack and milk some metal. Actually, it's probably a great idea, and even my, even the one I used on my rodent coil lately, it would probably work really good as an induction heater. Alright, well, I have many things to do today. I won't get to most of them. But I figured what I could try to get done was just get things sort of set up here. I guess I'll just sort of leave these over here. Hi, Mike. Michael. Kevin, you must be up at weird times. You seem to show up during these evening shows. How you doing? Same time zone as me. It is 9 o'clock p.m. Okay, so I was going to do two things. One is look up this data sheet again. That is a U1560. I usually have these marked, but I didn't have this one marked for some reason, so I will mark it real quick. Alright, so it is 3 like that. I just drew that backwards. I got some new cutters today for my CNC, so now all I gotta do is find the time to actually use them. I don't have the time. Alright, so I'm going to put this here actually. I always seem to fit it right there. We could do a scene with S. Meyer. Less time to eat, more time to play with CNC. Exactly. No, it's all at work. So, luckily I can just run it during the day and nobody cares, which is very good. Okay, so I need to pull up an image so I can just verify these things. Okay, so we have... I need to turn this... We have it like this. Okay, so... I should just solder these wires. I'll get this same size. So technically it actually matters which one of these I put where. Okay, and then as far as that is concerned, I should just use some regular wire. I don't know if I actually have any out here. I have these two, I don't really want to use those. There, just use this blue one. Okay. I need to go from secondary start needs to go to L2 on this side. You know, I have some wire somewhere. It's all up there. Let's just use it. So, how is everybody doing? You don't have to be honest with me either, but it's kind of nice if you are. I'm doing okay. I'm not great. Sick. A little bit. But, you know, it's not too bad. But one thing's for sure, I'm not going cheap on this VIC build. These are all very expensive, high-grade, Teflon coated, blah, blah, blah. Although, these suck real bad, but that's okay. This should be okay. Are we all good on audio? Did I kill my audio on accident? Hello. Hello. Well, apparently, you're still there. So, Kevin, how is your moped motorized thingamabob? I don't know exactly what you were doing, but is that going to plan still, or is it no worries anymore? Just relaxing. Man, I'm really excited about cutting stuff with my Delta. The police stopped you? What a bunch of nonsense. I understand why that happened, probably, though. I was lucky enough not to get stopped by the police, but there's a lot of weird, funky rules about this stuff, and yeah. Okay, so we got the L1 goes to the outside. Okay, so I need to actually go verify one more thing. Okay. So that goes from the secondary. So I need to go, so no matter what I do, they need to be like, I don't know. So the police stopped you and you're just apparently done with that idea, or what? Still going to sell me one I showed you. Logistics. Yeah, that's, you know, it's difficult actually. Well, I'm glad at least you did the project, because it's a lot of fun actually. That one kind of did not work well. Yeah, I've been watching some Mark Christopher on YouTube. They call him the Morpheus of the courtroom, huh? TV? Oh, YouTube. I was gonna say, don't watch TV. That's just a bad idea. You're just asking for trouble. Okay, this goes to here. At least I think so. Things make sense when they make sense. Something just made sense to me that I've been thinking about. So this wire I'm using is actually silver coated. Teflon coated, silver coated, and it might not even be copper. It might be pure silver. I actually don't know. It's silver, and the ends of the wire are colored. And for a long time I thought that was just the fact that the wires had got like something on them which made them dirty. But I don't think that's the case. I think they're actually just oxidized. But it looks like they had been tinned. Not tinned, but it looks like they had been well, actually they're not even cut. Anyway. Okay, so I have no real purpose for today except for the fact that I wanted to hook some things up. I actually want to hook up the other driver portion of this circuit. And this wire is very old, very, very old. So if I try to cut this wire with my knife, I do indeed see copper in there. So it is silver coated copper silver coated copper wire, and then it's Teflon coated, so it's high temperature, extremely low resistance, very expensive wire that I got from my good buddy forgot his name, Robert K. Hansen. Okay. So as far as probes are concerned, apparently I cannot use my current probes. They are not good enough. So for the moment, I'm just going to clamp onto my wires. Turn this power supply on. So I'm done with this for now. I do need to double check that though. Wow, that's a mess. Oh, it's because it's on sine wave. We're at 2 kilohertz. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure this crazy waveform. And find our frequency. So that's right at about, oh, that's high. 21.7 kilohertz. So we'll program this. I'm actually going to adjust the voltage first. There's like half. So 21.7. And that was kilohertz, right? Still getting some funky oscillation, but okay. Well, what happened to the... What happened to the duty cycle? Well, we have a nice waveform now, so let's continue to adjust the frequency, but something's... I wonder if I'm past the limit of that opto-isolator. I'm just completely outside the window of what I'm looking for. See that? Well, what is that? 10 volts per division? 10, 20, 30? Let's just keep scrolling down here. There's a nice peak too. What is that? Let's actually do the triggering on channel 3. Now, for some reason, we're still above our 10 kilohertz, but there's some weird things going on there. That's a pretty nice resonance across those cells right now, actually. Let's just measure that. So 66 volts peak to peak. Let's make sure that's right. This is some 100. Okay. Alright, let's keep going down. There's a little peak. It's about 8.5. Everything's still ice cold. Sometimes, see how the waveform's all screwy? That's because it's going high and low between the on and the off. It's oscillating low and oscillating high. Let's just keep going. I'm making big jumps here, but I just want to very generically scan. What is that? Oh, that very high peak is actually... Huh. It's actually a kickback. Interesting. I'm at 200 hertz, by the way. Let's keep going lower. Because that's a saturation point. There's 10 hertz. Look at that little ripple. That's a ripple when it's off. Very interesting. And see that little delay right there? That little delay right there, I think it's because of the transistors. Okay, well that's 10 hertz. So you know what I want to know? I want to bring this frequency all the way up until that comes back up to that little peak right there. Because that peak right there is a very big problem. There goes the back resonance point. But I actually want to get it to that front point. My turn wheel on my frequency generators being a bit silly. It likes to skip. There it comes. Alright, so this point... Oh, it's compressing now. That peak is going to stay there, isn't it? No matter what I do. You know what? I want to trigger at the raising edge here. See? We're at 5 kilohertz is when it settles. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. What's going on? Let's look at the input. Let's actually just replace one of these probes because these current probes don't work with this configuration. So let's connect these bad boys. At least one of them. I want to see what the input voltage is. I mean, I want to see what the signal looks like, basically. Oh, I just unplugged the wrong probe. Just unplugged the blue one. So this is a, I think it's a times 10 probe. So, voltage, and it's a times 10. Alright. And we're actually going to look at the driver side of the circuit, not the other side. Ground reference. See if I can get in here to this one. Let me actually make this bigger. Don't really need to see my bench. I mean, it's not that important. Maybe it's nice though. Let me just do that. Okay, so we're measuring let's see, the pink trace is the actual what the coil looks like, the primary. Ice cold. The blue trace is the input going into the driver circuit. Look at how funky what's up with that. It does not hold a 50% duty cycle at all. It has this delay and it gets worse and worse and worse to the point where you get to 20 kilohertz and you've killed it. At 10 kilohertz, there's this major delay. I'm on square wave, I'm on 50%. Let's change, whoa. Let's change the duty cycle to be a quick pulse. Okay, so there is 20% duty cycle at 10 kilohertz. Now if we go higher, we keep our our 50% duty cycle. So there's 70 volts across the cell. I wonder if I can light a neon with that. Not sure if I actually have any neon light bulbs here. I should. But I really don't know if I do. You know what though? Let's try hooking up no, that won't work. Oh, whatever. Alright. That's actually across the cell, which is kind of interesting, to be honest. If I pull the reference ground off, it just gets crazy. Alright, well, let's keep going. I want to go up to that 21. Well, actually, now it's different. There's almost 100 volts across the cell. That is with the diode in place, by the way. But see, I'm going to have to adjust this frequency and this pulse width. It really needs to be synced. So let's do a pulse and change the duty cycle even much lower than what we have. So I want to try to keep a 50%. Oh yeah, see? It's going to have to be a really short, sharp pulse to be 50%. Look at that. Now look at our voltage. We're up to 120 volts peak to peak, but we're at 1% duty cycle at 23.6 kilohertz. Let's see if we can get... Oh, look at that. It just drops off. Like higher resolution, I guess. I mean, that is resonance, of course, of the capacitor's cell. So if I touch the cell, I should be able to adjust the capacitance. Like, oh, there's a phase change or something really weird going on there. Look at that. Why does it do that? It's like it's sitting at this perfect place. Is that in the good? Is that in the? Let me. Can I do that? Oh, I want to go this way. Okay, so check out the scope shot and look at where my hand is. I mean, I know it's sensitive, but also if I adjust frequency, right, I can get the same effect. I can. There, right there, I knocked it out. To get it back, it's like it pops back. It's not subtle. This is a very tightly. By the way, you can see the frequency in purple down there at the bottom. So anyway, so let me try to tune it with my hand in the way. Oh, you know what it's doing? It's not that it's jumping. It's the fact that this has got this something funky going on, probably. Well, maybe not, actually. No, look at that. It's hard to see. Let me move this out of the way. I guess it does just die off. Okay, well, look, we're up to 144 volts. I kind of want to touch it. Let's hook up a, I don't think I have any neons here. Do I have any small fluorescents? Probably not. I should have some neons here, but I don't think I do. Got some capacitors, I got this light bulb. I got this LED light bulb I could try connecting to it. It has nothing, so it's a direct connection. Let's try it. It's basically just an LED. Oh yeah, you can see it. What happened there, but you can see it. Now this should be twice the amount of voltage needed to light this. And of course I'm at a low voltage, so don't forget that. I mean, I'm sure it just kills it, doesn't it? Kills it. Now I either have to completely retune this, or it's just not going to work at all. What? Why does it pop out? You see that, how it pops out? Whatever, I'm not that worried. I was just curious. So I wish I had a darn neon light. I'll have to bring one. I thought I had one in here somewhere, but apparently I do not. I do not see one in there. If it'd be anywhere, it'd be in there. I do not see it in there. Do we have one in there? No. Okay, so not a true 50% duty cycle. Well, it doesn't matter. I can change that. What the point is that I can't even go above. You want to see what a 50% duty cycle looks like? Okay, this is a 50% duty cycle. The input, the actual input on the other side of the opto-isolator. But look at what the actual signal looks like. It's this tiny little dip. It's basically all high. Very strange. But if I bring this down to 1% at this frequency, as you can, 1%, oh come on, I gotta change them all, huh? Anyway, at 1%, okay, if you want to make it 50%, there you go, that's like 5% pulse. Just very strange. What about an LED? Let's try just a regular single LED. Oh, I gotta retune this now. Oh, pop. Why does it do that? It pops out of resonance. Look, it just... You can see the frequency on purple down there. Boop! Just drops off. Pop! See that? Huh, I kind of want to probe the rest of the circuit. You know what? That is measuring on this side. Well, actually, it's measuring across. Now, technically, I need my ground here. And what that will do is that will measure the actual voltage across the cell. Okay, so now you can see it's all fudged up. So let's, now let's adjust our duty cycle. So there's 156 volts. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to connect to the last trace. I have 4, I might as well use them. Across the other side to see if they're in phase or out of phase or what is going on. So let's connect the same ground potential. I want that to be in the same spot. But what I want to change, well, I don't want to change anything, and I want to measure here. I should definitely put this high voltage probe. Okay, I'm changing the probes around. I'll tell you again what's what in a second. The low voltage probe should go on the low voltage side. I don't want to blow up anything. These are 2500 peak to peak, which is like way up there. So this is going to be here, here. And then the grounds are going to be connected to this so-called ground, which is actually the secondary and L2 connection. Alright. And then now this will be connected to the output of the coil instead of the other trace. So, whoa. Wow, that's some serious voltage. Okay, so now we have the green is the primary, the blue is the input of the triggering circuit on the other on the hot side of the opto isolator, not the signal generator side. The pink is considered the L1 coil, and yellow is considered the L2 coil. And so let's measure peak to peak. Maybe these are on the wrong settings. This is on 100 times. This one's on 100 times. Oh, they're on different divisions. There we go. So, okay, so let's go to measure. So technically, yeah, let's just play with this and see if we can get any real difference. So I'm actually interested in in differences. Like there. That's let me change the trigger mode to, let's put it on 24 actually. So look, there's a doubling. Yay! This is very important actually. This is on the L2, which happens to be the one I would not actually think that I'd see doubling. No, wait. Yeah, right here, doubling. And that doubling is coming from the fact that the diode is not allowing this L1 to discharge. That's where that's coming from. Let's try to actually tune that in a little bit closer. And let's just put this on a duty cycle that's more close to 50%. Let me double check that I'm reading all this right. Well, we are kind of reading this right. We got this mess though, and I don't like this mess. That means something's oscillating in a bad way. Let's just try to tune this in real quick. We're at okay, we're at 12 kilohertz. Let's just keep probing for a second. So you know what? That's very interesting because that means it's doing exactly exactly what it should. But I've never actually seen it in this way because I've never probed it quite like this. Sure is interesting. But why don't we get it like here, for instance? Let's go back to measure so you can see the peak-to-peak values. So it appears the yellow trace, which is L2, always has a higher voltage by like a lot. Oh, well, not always. Here's the opposite. Let's go back up. Don't forget you can read the frequency here in the green now. Let's go back up to where we saw that very interesting doubling, like a really nice. That's no. If I see doubling, I want it to be twice this frequency. So let's do this. We don't care about this one. Let's put it on the purple. Let's change it to frequency. Okay, so that's 24 kilohertz. That's where we were tuned earlier, remember? And then let's change this also to frequency. And it's at, I'll make it bigger. Alright, so there is 16 to 24, so it's not doubling actually. There, they're about the same. Right there. What is that funky waveform? Yes, I said funky. What is going on with these things? Well, look, there's a perfect screenshot of doubling. 11 to 22. That's exactly a very nice doubling effect. But the duty cycle's out of whack, and I really want to tune this in with a... I want to tune that resonance point in with a duty cycle of approximately 50%. So you know what? Let's put the last value on the green channel, and we will measure the period. Mean PP. I want to measure. Don't know if I can measure that. Well, it's the width, but that's in a funky value. I want it to be in. I want it to be in percentage. I don't think I can do that, but let's just put it on. Actually, yes, I can. I just need to change. I don't have enough. I need one more to measure the opposite pulse width, but okay. Oh, now it's all out of whack though. Let's see if we can tune our amplitudes back in. Oh, that's messy. Now, Hexar, the high frequency one is the other way around. It's 11 to 22. That's at 15 kilohertz. Oh boy. Okay, let's just scan a little faster. Oh, I'm way up there. Now, if I saw a doubling, I'm going to take a picture of this. I want to post it. Now what I want to do is find that other sweet spot. But what I want to make sure of, there's something. It's not a very good signal though. Let's keep searching. There, that's not so bad. Well, we have not seen a doubling on the yellow trace at all yet. And that is on the side that I would expect not to see the doubling. And that's a good thing. Let's go back up, because we found a really good sweet spot up here earlier. Somewhere around 13 kilohertz or so. By the way, I do have the ferrite cores in here. And see here we're getting a max amplitude on the, that's right at 24, on the secondary, but not on the other side. Well, let's just So look, right about there seems to be the max. That's at 15.5. Let's change the duty cycle again. Well, something to note about this driver circuit is that the coil itself, this one, you know, is really screwy. And by the way, I've got the voltage way down. You know, I could crank this up. And look, it actually saturates it. Alright, I'm getting about done here, but I just want a picture of this idea of frequency doubling, because I find that it's interesting that I'm measuring only on the other side of the capacitor. That's what's making me really kind of go, You can see that around 24 kilohertz, right? We get this resonance on the pink, which is L1, and then as we go down, we get a nice resonance on both coils around 15.5, and as we keep going down, we get another resonance right there at 11.9. And there's our frequency doubling-ish thing that we got going on. Let's change the duty cycle a little bit again. Okay, so I can really adjust. Holy crap. That's nice. Even the yellow trace looks really nice. Let's very softly adjust this frequency. Now, the thing about it is the where are we at? 24 to 12. That's perfect doubling. Perfect doubling. Like perfect doubling. You can't ask for a more perfect measurement. So this is at 12.7 kilohertz, as you can again see right there, which is the frequency of see, I need to take a picture of my coil setup because I don't remember what's what here. Okay, well, what time is it? I really need to go to bed. 10 o'clock. I need to go to bed. I've been sick. I need to go to bed. Change the duty cycle again. We're at 9%. That's very low. You know what? Let's just bring it back up to 50% input, even though I'm above the number. It really messes things up. But let's go back up to 50. There's 50% duty cycle. Now let's adjust frequency and see if we can get this nice effect still at a lower frequency. There's like a, what is that? Let me try adjusting the, see, when I adjust the voltage input, you can hear it squealing, but it really saturates things. Very much so messes stuff up. You going to... Oh, me. I was like, you leaving? But I'm the one leaving. So let's see if I can find technical frequency doubling down here in this lower... What a messed up signal. I mean, look at that yellow trace. It's all over the place. Whoa. Okay, so this is at, let me turn the voltage up again. Yeah, the voltage input really changes things big time. Obviously, so does capacitance. But we're at 8.11 kilohertz, so that's, you know, not too crazy. Wow. So, you know, I would think I would want to try to tune these to have the most maximum potential at the same frequency, obviously. But, so just need to think about that. So now we're at just some chaotic mess. Oh, wow, they're pretty close right there. So that's call it 6.4, and then I drop it to about 5.5, and then, you know, obviously we get a different resonance on a different coil. So, anyway, of course they just keep bouncing around. But see, like this, that little ping frequency right there, if I do a cursor, I'm going to do a time, right, this one seems to be about... It seems to be about 16 kilohertz. Alright, for the yellow, which is L2. And then for the purple, it seems to be, so that's 16, and this one seems to be about 21-ish, 22 probably, actually. So 16, it's 32, so it wouldn't be double. Which I do see. Watch this. So if I punch in 16 kilohertz, right, we get resonance of the yellow, which is what I said. And if I punch in 22 kilohertz, well, the duty cycle's all screwed up. But if we drop the duty cycle, you know, there's resonance. And it all relies on that pulse. Oh man, this thing's like just so screwy. So, you know, there's resonance of this channel. And it is, of course, right at, yeah, it's 24.1. I mean, the measurement's crude. Okay, I am getting a headache, I'm getting tired, and I'm done. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Now technically I need to add in the capacitance of the probes, which happen to be 2.5 picofarad. So that was just something we have to think about, is we have to add in 2.5 picofarads of capacitance at 20 megohm, 40 megohm, I mean, right? We have to add that into the calculation in order for this to be accurate. But alright, I've had fun and now I'm done. I did have fun though. I got some interesting thoughts to think about. I don't know if it's helpful, but it's interesting. So I'll publish this on the website whenever it's done. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.